Once again, it's a privilege to be welcome into your homes. Today we are reading from Luke chapter 19, verse 1 to 10. At that time, Jesus came to Jericho and intended to pass through the town. Now a man there named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector and also a wealthy man, was seeking to see who Jesus was. But he could not see him because of the crowd, for he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree in order to see Jesus, who was about to pass that way. When he reached the place, Jesus looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, come down quickly, for today I must stay at your house." And he came down quickly and received him with joy. When they saw this, they began to grumble, saying, "He has gone to stay at the house of a sinner." But Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, "Behold, half of my possessions, Lord, I shall give to the poor. And if I have extorted anything from anyone, I shall repay it 4 times over." And Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a descendant of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save what was lost." People are often more complex than they are given credit for. Zacchaeus, a chief tax collector in the pay of the Romans, was identified by the people of Jericho as a sinner. It was presumed that he was taking more money in taxes than he was entitled to and kept the surplus for himself. Yet, there was more to Zacchaeus than the label sinner. He was also a seeker. The reading says that he was seeking to see what kind of man Jesus was. Indeed, he was so intent on seeking Jesus that he was prepared to climb a sycamore tree to catch a glimpse of Jesus, a rather undignified thing to do for a person of his status. When Jesus looked up at Zacchaeus in the tree, he didn't see Zacchaeus the sinner, but rather Zacchaeus the seeker. He was responding to Zacchaeus the seeker when he said, "I must stay at your house today." Jesus entered into communion with Zacchaeus, shared table with him, and in so doing, released Zacchaeus' generosity of spirit. Dear friends, we can label ourselves or be labeled by others in a very negative way. But the Lord's way of seeing us is always far more generous. He recognizes the seeker in us, the longing for something better, and if we allow him to enter into communion with us, he will draw out our latent goodness and generosity. Shalom. Peace.